So you've decided to destroy an entire roll of paper towels. You have no shame, do you? No, I didn't think so. Still in the middle of that long, 8-hour drive from the middle of Florida back up to Tennessee. This is March 22nd, 2022. It's a Tuesday. There's Dashel. He's licking his paw because he stepped in his water ball. Getting some gas right now, giving him a water break. And while I was in there paying for my gas, I noticed this here. Welch's is now making a gummy snack that's got a little pocket of fruit juice. Welch's fruit juice down in the gummy snack. Of course, I love gummies, and Gushers were part of my childhood. And so I want to see how these are. Well, they've got very natural looking colors to them. Doesn't look like they've used any kind of artificial food dyes, which is a very Welch's thing to do. And they are in the shape of, like, this is in the shape of a grape. That's in the shape of a strawberry, so that gives you a clue of what kind of juice you're gonna get out of the inside. Okay, it's not really juice on the inside. It's more of a jelly. And for fruit jelly. I mean, I was expecting a little more of a wholesome taste. This is very kids' fruit snack taste. Very aromatic, though. Really smell it. Well, it is now a little bit after 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, March the 23rd, 2022. And we're back in the studio out here in East Tennessee. Of course, by we, I'm talking about myself and the Dashel. So what was the conclusion? How did the second weekend of the Fireman's Fair go? Well, on Saturday, so that was the first official marker drop of 2022. Took a few months, but we got our first one, and I wanted to say a great big thank you to the Vero Beach, Florida Firefighters Fair. That was my first year out there, and it had a strong finish. It had a very good second weekend, despite the 5 other caricature artists out there following the ride company. So yes, thank you. Okay, enough about that. Let's go ahead and finish up this video. Well, I've got a few more thrift store finds that I came across on my travels. If I showed every time I went into a thrift store, guys, you guys would be so tired of it. Trust me, you're only seeing a small fraction of the thrifting that I actually do. So here's a few highlights that I wanted to show you guys. First off was this portable DVD player, RCA DVD player that I found at a Goodwill. It's marked at $25, but I think I paid less than that because I got it like on a weekday, midweek markdown. And it even came with its own power supply. I don't know if this is the original power supply, but it works just fine. These things are really nice for traveling. And there's where you put in the DVD. You just push down. Let's see what happens when I turn it on. Comes right up just like that. And it has a few different options on the side here. The green and yellow ports are the AV in and out, the audio video in and out. So you could hook this to a regular screen and just use it as a regular DVD player. Let's see what happens when you switch where the audio video is supposed to go. Boop, boop, just like that. It would be going to the other screen. And there's even a selection on where the power supply goes. So when you plug in the power supply, you could have it going to charging the internal battery, or to just powering the DVD player itself. The volume control is right here, nice little slider, and that little port right there, that is a headphone jack. And then all the buttons you would need to navigate your menus are right there. Fast forward, skip, select, all of it right here. I don't think these were even sold with a remote. You don't need it. It's right there. Absolutely love that. Turn it all the way off. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna stop gushing about that. Let's get on to the next thing. Now, I've been looking for an old-fashioned tape player for a while, one that I could use in the camper and also here in the studio. So it needed to be small for the travel and also hefty and durable because it's going to be rattling around in the camper. And it also needed to have its own built-in speakers because I didn't need to have those detached and trying to keep track of them. Finally found something like that. It's hard to find, but I finally found it at a little charity shop out in Vero Beach, only $10. And this one has that very hefty, I don't want to say 70s, 80s feel to it. It's made by General Electric. And this is actually a tape player / clock radio. It's got a little battery port here, but that's just for keeping the time and the alarm settings. It's meant to be plugged into the wall and listened to that way. So I was very happy to find this because it is in an immaculate condition. All the balancing knobs and everything are all still there. Nothing cracked, missing, come apart at all. And those balancing knobs have got that nice glide to them with a little nick right in the middle so you can feel when it hits right in the middle. And then the AM FM switch right there. It's got that click to it. You guys, my 90s friends out there, remember this sound of the little analog switches on the alarm settings? Yeah, and there's the snooze button right there. Bam, bam, snooze. That thing had to take some abuse. But yeah, everything is all still there. And the knob for controlling the radio station is actually out here on the side. And it's got that very satisfying glide to it. And so you can actually see the indicator on the radio stations move as you're turning the knob. That analog goodness from back in the day has that very satisfying feel to it. Even the tape deck itself, watch what happens when you pop it open. Yeah, even that has got a glide to it. General Electric, man, they took some pride in their stuff. I don't know if they still do to this extent, but man, yeah, this was some good stuff. And a tape deck where you actually have to manually take the tape out and flip it over. They're a little more of a hassle, but they usually were more durable, lasted longer, and didn't jam up as often. So that is what I wanted. Oh, and let's not forget about the button with the circle on it. Sometimes it was a red circle. That was your record button. Oh man, boy, we goofed off with that so much. We'd find tapes, and then we'd actually put a piece of tape over the little knockout tab that would lock a tape so it couldn't be recorded over. We just put a piece of tape over that and put that in there, and we would speak into it and say the most obnoxious and raunchy things. Just boy, if I found one of those tapes nowadays. But yeah, we were just kids goofing off, and that was the first time we'd ever heard our voice. Or you could actually record songs right from the radio, and you could use it to like try to make playlists, and your fingers would be hovering over it trying to turn it off before the DJ's voice came on there. And so yeah, you wanted to make your own playlist tape to give to a girl that you like and try to impress her. Yeah, you can just listen to this. This is what I think of you. When I think about you, I think of these songs or whatever. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's stop talking about that. So this is going to be what I listen to my thrift store tape finds on in the camper and here in the studio now. I was really happy to find it. Good find. Next, I found a bread machine. And I wanted one that was relatively small and had a rectangular bread pan. And there's even a setting on here for whole wheat. So according to this, it's supposed to be able to make it. And yeah, so you can see there a nice rectangle. I didn't want the square one or the one that's a circle. I'm not making English muffins. I wanted a bread loaf shaped bread pan. But now looking at this, I don't see a way of putting the yeast in the top so that it adds it in later after it starts to mix. So it's going to have to be those recipes where you put the yeast right in there as you're putting the ingredients in. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I guess we're going to find out with the price of bread and groceries in general going up. I just kind of thought, I think I paid $5 for this. A little bread machine, and it is little. Like I said, just wanted a small one. Now I just need a flour mill, a way to grind wheat, and then buy some buckets of wheat, because they last forever. It's either that or buy pre-ground bags of whole wheat flour. I don't really like that idea, but that's an option until I can find myself a bread mill. A flour mill. But yeah, now I've got a little bread machine. And then the last thing that I bought, and this was kind of an impulse thing, and I bought it simply because it looks cool, and that is this right here. I don't honestly know what it is, but it's sharp on this end, and I can tell this is the grip. It kind of looks like it's some kind of chopper, but I don't really know if it's meant to be used that way, because I'm getting like little images in my head of times that I've seen these before, and I'm pretty sure I've seen them at big touristy candy counters. People that are making like caramel and candy apples and peanut brittle and taffy and things like that. I can't remember exactly what they were using them for, but I think it was some kind of scraping for the chocolatiers, maybe for spreading out peanut brittle. I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, this was $8 and I saw it and I was just like, man, that thing is so cool. I want that in my kitchen. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I want that in my kitchen. Now, I know I've seen a Cowboy Kent Rollins use something similar to this. I think I've seen him like chopping dried peppers or vegetables or something with something similar to this, but his is curved. And I almost bought something like that when I was with Scott, Techno Hillbilly out in Brea. I went by a shop that actually had a cutting board with a little curve to it, and the choppers with the curve to them and the grip right on the top, just like this. But it was like the last one they had, and there was a person in front of me that bought it before I could get to it. Still want to get one, but now I've got this, so maybe this will work just as good. Chop, chop, chop. Put it down in the comments, guys. What is this really intended to be used for? I don't really know, but I have it now. Also went by my P.O. box today, so let's go ahead and open a couple of things. I've got one package and a card. Feels like a card. And it's from somebody named Brandy in Carrollton, Georgia. Holding it so you're not able to see the return address. Oh, Carrollton, I'm actually, in just a few weeks, I'm going to be doing the fair in Carrollton, Georgia. So, Brandy, maybe I'll see you there. It's a little warped because Dashiell actually knocked over a seltzer onto it, and then I had to let it dry. So I'm really hoping if there was something written on it in ink, it didn't run. But we will find out. Let's go ahead and open it up. What have we got here? Yes, it is a card. All right. Birthday wishes. Oh, it's a birthday card. Okay. Have a wonderful and enjoy doing whatever you like best. I certainly did that as a celebration of my birthday, so thank you, Brandy. On the inside, it says, Happy Birthday, Ashley. 26th of February, and I hope your dad on the 27th, yes, my dad's birthday is the day after my birthday, has a good birthday also. Oh yeah, it says, First subscriber you met. All right, Patrice or Pat. Back when I had only 400 subscribers in my first year, she was the first subscriber that came out to meet me at one of my festivals, and it was the 4th of July festival at Marietta Square, and she brought me some gifts, and she's met me out there every year that I've done it since then, and always brought me like vegetables from her garden, or a little gift, something like that. And I've drawn her a couple of times, her and her husband. So, yeah, it was wonderful to have somebody like that watching my videos. Thank you very much, Patrice. Yeah, and she's also sent me Christmas cards and now a birthday card. So, very, very thoughtful. Thank you again, Patrice. Love this. Yeah, I'm going to put that in, actually going to put that in the box with the other cards and hang it on the tree come December. So, we'll see that again. All right, the other thing is this here box, and this is Adventure in the Heartland, and the picture that I drew for them. They made a t-shirt out of it, and I've already showed that on my last P.O. box opening, but they've also got coffee mugs they made with the drawing, and it says, keep your feet on the trail and watch out for them roots. So don't trip over the roots. That's the picture I drew for them. So Adventure in the Heartland, Adventures with an S, Adventures in the Heartland. If you haven't subscribed to their channel yet, go give them a watch. They're a really fun couple. And again, I really appreciate all the fun things that you brought me around to do when I was out there doing the Porter County Fair. And I hope to see you again. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So the next thing I'm going to be working on, it might be on the next video, it might not. We'll see how things work out, but I've definitely got some home maintenance to do now. While I was gone, there was some freezing that happened. It looks like we've got some things busted. I'll just show you what's happening here. Turn the knob and... yeah, that's what busted. How is that the thing that busted? And we've also got holes right here in the spout. Look at that, there's one there and there. How does, you'd think, you know, if there's pressure built up in there, it would just force itself out through this end right here. How does it break? What? Well, at any rate, I'm not going to lose any sweat over that because I got this whole basin for free. Somebody was throwing it out, and I've used it for, like, what, over a year? So it doesn't owe me anything. It was free. But I went by the Habitat for Humanity and bought a new... a replacement. I shouldn't say definitely wasn't new. A replacement spout and also rinse knob. What do they call this? Rinse sprayer knob thing for $3. So yes, this is definitely the Ashtoons way of taking care of home maintenance. Replace a free sink with a $3 sink or spout and knobs. What do you think, Dashel? Yeah, that's definitely the Ashtoons way of doing it. When I open this door, you'll see a big project is ahead of me. Look at that. That is a giant sassafras tree that was hanging over the porch and dropping leaves and kind of making me worried every time a windstorm would come through that it would eventually fall over and break off the side of my deck. So while it was gone, I had it completely cut down. It's not laying here as a result of a storm or hurricane or anything. It's you know, a nice clean cut. A little company came out here and cut it down for me, but I told them not to cut up the tree because it's sassafras. This wood doesn't rot. It's almost as good as cedar wood in the category of long lasting without rotting. So I want to get my own chainsaw out here and cut it up and see if I can make some kind of port to run the camper up underneath. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun, and it's going to be experience for my own property. Yeah, but first, I'm going to have to take care of all of that paperwork that happens that you have to turn in before the 15th of next month, if you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I might go silent for a few days, making sure that I get that done in time. So, apologize ahead of time for ghosting you guys and going silent for a little while, but that might be necessary. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Make sure to indicate that you like this by giving me the thumbs up. Subscribe, turn on the notifications. I'll talk to you down in the comments. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one.